So it's something like they're the best worst friends. Best worst friends. Best worst friends. With Doug and Tim. It's like, holy shit, I've been up here forever. Gets off 5 minutes. Guys! Welcome back to another episode of Best Worst Friends. Episode 140. I'm Doug Coding. That's not Tim. That's comedian Derek Hawley.
It's good to be here.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
Thanks for doing it, man. What's
of
up?
course. I'm just hanging, getting ready for our show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. This should be do you do a lot of shows at breweries?
I feel like I've done a lot of shows in breweries, yeah. Whether that be in mostly Hamilton, I feel like, and Guelph. Yeah. Guelph seems to be like the big brewery town. I don't know what it is.
You know what I did one day? Not to give comedians like a cheat code, because I mean nothing panned out from it. Do with it what you will. I was at a fucking brewery one time, and they had a book of like all the breweries in Ontario. I was like, I'm gonna make a spreadsheet out of all these breweries, and I could just contact them if I wanted.
Yeah,
dude, there's like 500 fucking breweries in this province.
There's too many.
That's insane. Like when I go to these towns, I'm like, how do they support this?
How
are people this drunk all the time?
It's like those and weed dispensaries. I have no idea how there's so many and they're just doing okay. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It is insane how any of them are open, and this is coming from a guy who works at one. Do you know what people have been doing to me at this one I've been working at that's been fucking grinding my gears? Do you know, because you're like a weedman, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll partake. So
I partake often.
Do you know, like, do you ever price match? You like a Hi Buddy guy? You ever go on Hi Buddy?
No.
So it's a website. You can go on there. I'm just giving all the cheat codes right now.
Yeah, you are.
You go on hibuddy.com. I think it's .com. Might be .ca. Maybe it's .ca. You know what? Try both. I'm giving you a fucking cheat code, you pussies. But
and they just type in .com. They're like, Doug, you really screwed me on this one.
Goes to a porn website. They get fucking doxxed.
Yeah.
Squad comes in, destroys their life. Anyways, you go on Hi Buddy. You can look up, like, say you want Grower's Choice Indica.
Okay.
Because I don't know, you fucking hate yourself or something. You type that, it'll give you the price at every single store and how far it is away.
Really?
So it shows you where they are. But for where I work, it just has to be in Hamilton. So people go on there, and as long as it's in Hamilton, I'll price match. If you're bringing the price match and you're showing me on your phone,
yeah,
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I paid hourly. This doesn't affect me at all. If you're coming in the store, this is what these motherfuckers are doing. They're coming in the store, they'll say 3 different things. They're like, and if you could just look up a price match for that.
No, yeah.
Because some other piece of shit employee who's now since been fired would just look up price matches for everyone. He's like, oh, you guys ever heard of fucking Hi Buddy? And he tells every customer. So now they just admit, it's like, imagine going to a Walmart and you get a jug of Tide and you put it on the counter. I'm like, yeah, can you fucking see a Price Chopper or No Frills has that cheaper?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
It's not my job. Do some of the fucking legwork.
I agree.
If you're getting like $10 off for a pack of fucking infused pre-rolls, you can't do a millisecond of work?
No.
Dear God.
Do you know what year it is, dude? Nobody wants to work.
Oh,
man.
my God.
And also, I feel like weed dispensaries...
Nobody wants to work, but everybody needs jobs. It's the weirdest time to be alive.
It is, honestly. And I feel like weed dispensary employees are just too nice. I think that's what it is.
I've just stopped being nice.
I mean,
a lot of the time.
That's the way to go, I think.
I just like stone face people all the time.
I love that.
There's nothing I love more in customer service than denying people something. Oh my God. I remember one time
it does make you feel good.
I had a girl show me her ID who, like, she came in. She was like this young black girl. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need to see some ID. And she hands me her driver's license. And her date of birth was like November of 2006. I'm like, you're not 19. Like, you can't be in here.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. And then just took her ID and left. I'm like, damn, dude, the ball's on you to still show me your ID and just hope I'm too stupid to do math.
The ball's on it. I got to applaud that, though. That's right. I would never even attempt that.
Yeah. I mean, in their defense, when I check IDs, I've realized, like, this was like years into working at a dispensary. Whenever I checked IDs, I just looked at the date. I fucking never even looked at the picture.
Oh, really?
I would never be like, yeah, this is the person who's holding this. I'm like, this ID says they're at least 19.
No well, you know what?
Because I would just be like, I don't even like faces. I don't like looking people in the face. I don't want to even look on your face on fucking paper. I just want to look at the numbers. Yeah. Numbers make me feel comfortable. I feel more comfortable with numbers than I do with eyeballs. So I'd rather just look at those. But that a part of my job. I'm learning. But
is it? I've always kind of wondered that. Is it like how? Because like I've seen people like I have a fake ID. It looks nothing like me, but it works every time. That makes so much more sense now. As somebody I've never checked IDs.
They don't care.
It's just like, oh yeah, just look at the date, forget the person's face, and it makes complete sense now.
Because again, it's like, when they hire security guards for schools in the States and they make no money. It's like, no one's gonna be a fucking hero.
Oh no,
I'm gonna say no to this like scary looking person who shows me an ID. I'm like, this looks fake. This is expired.
Yeah,
you fucking stab me in the throat. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The second if someone just walked in the store like, hi, yes, I'd like to steal everything. I'm like, yep, right this way. I'd hit the alarm, but I would like help,
Yeah, that's it.
A hindrance. I'm not a fucking hero at this place. Like,
right? Yeah. That's like if I see if I see people like stealing from like a Walmart or like a Metro,
give them a fist.
I'm just like, you keep going,
dude. That's
how much can you get? See how much you can take.
Yeah. Make it a little game. Honestly, I see it as a staff discount. If I'm ringing myself out, this is the discount I get because I don't get a 10% card.
Right? You should go to Fortino's and steal more, I think.
Dude, I remember one of the poorest I ever was and most desperate. I don't think I can get indicted for admitting to that. Well, maybe I wasn't in Fortino's. Maybe it wasn't me. Maybe this is all fictional. So this fictional person, he goes and gets...
I love the idea of you getting indicted now for that.
Get swatted again. They're coming through the windows.
Yeah, dude.
But so I go get a pound of ham, thinly sliced, at the deli.
Yep.
And then I went to the self-checkout, hypothetically, and I rang the ham through as bananas. I just put in the 4011 code, and I put it in the bag quickly, but the thing like dinged. I was like, oh. And the girl came over and like looked in the bag, looked at the screen, and was just like, boop, 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 and just did it. And so I paid like 90 cents for a pound of cooked ham.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's the best.
Fat little bandit. Yeah.
I love that.
One of the greatest hypothetical days of my life. Well, that's the last of the crimes I want to admit to, I guess.
Oh yeah. Any more, Doug? Or?
No, it's probably good to put an end to the crimes.
That's fair.
Where was your first stand-up set?
So I did Scott Falconbridge's class.
Get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Okay.
Hey, good night, everyone.
Yeah, that's it. It's over. End the podcast. It's it.
Show's canceled.
No, I did this class. It was, I think, his first class after COVID.
Okay, nice.
I'd always wanted to do stand up, but for a very long time I gave too many fucks about what people thought about me.
Yeah, you can't do that if you do stand up.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And then at 28, I just had a giant existential crisis where I was like, fuck this.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Existential crisis.
What was the actual crisis where you were like, I gotta fucking do something, man?
It was
were you not to interrupt, were you just like staring down a lifetime of like employment?
It was like my parents did, like my mom and my dad. My mom did 40 years in the steel mill, like same DeFasco, and my dad worked in the steel mill as well. And it was like 28, I'm working in the steel mill. It's like, oh my God, am I going to go down the same path as those two? Sweet God, I do not.
Yeah.
That's what it got to, right? And I was just like, is this even worth it anymore? Like, it was all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I took the class, and it was funny, dude. I did the grad show, and the grad show, it's a graduation show for a stand-up, because it was like the audience, it's a good crowd.
Yeah,
you know?
They're like friends and family.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's like wants you to do well, right? Yeah. So like I had a good set, and like I got off stage and I was like, yeah. Yeah, I got this.
I'm emailing Breslin right now.
Yeah, yucks, watch out. And then, dude, so that happened on the Tuesday, and then I went to the judge on the Sunday of that week, and then bombed for 5 minutes straight to silence. And I was
sentenced to death at the
judge.
Like,
okay. I was like, this is what it's like. I get it.
Yeah, you need that first humbling set.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%.
Like when I told you I did the Kitchener Yucks, I did the Kitchener Yucks twice, like a month apart. I did my first set, and I didn't get to do my next set until a month later. I thought you had to have like a whole other 5 minutes, so I had written another Different 5 minutes. I did it. And then a couple days after that, I was doing the London Yucks Amateur Night. And I was like, oh my God, 2 days later, I'm doing a set. And I go to the Yucks Amateur Night, and the crowd lights are low enough where I can see everybody's face. Oh, yeah. And everybody doesn't like me. Everybody doesn't like me. I get pockets of people who like me at times. I remember I had a joke where I was like, I was bigger, right? No beard. I was like, so I started jogging recently, and someone in the crowd went, good. That might have gotten a bigger laugh than anything I said. Like, I got some pockets of, like, pity laughs. Yeah. Probably, but.
Jeez.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is what it is. Because at first you're like, oh, I'm God's gift to stand-up. Yeah. I'm the greatest stand-up who's ever existed. I'm the best at this.
You're like, did Bill Burr crush his first 5? I don't know.
I heard Louis bombed. His first time. I'm better than Louis. And you get humbled once, and you're like, oh, I'm a sack of crap.
Yeah. Immediately, you're like, oh, I'm dog shit. Yeah,
I'm like a sack of crap that was like, if like an ice cream truck had heated up dog shit, and you like dipped it like one of those like cones, and then you served that sack of crap to someone.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I am the stand-up equivalent of.
Exactly. You get to that point.
But you stuck with it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's like the worst bomb you've ever had? Is there one that like even still after time still gets to you? Because I heard a lesson years ago where it's like you shouldn't let any set affect you past noon the next day, regardless if it was like the best kill or if it was the worst bomb.
That's good advice.
It's great advice, because you shouldn't let it go to your head and like think you're fucking king shit on your next set. Yeah, because you got to prove yourself every night. That's kind of how stand-up works in Canada. But at the same time, you shouldn't beat yourself up forever, because maybe the crowd sucks ass.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, maybe that one joke sucked. Maybe you stuttered. Maybe someone coughed. Maybe someone dropped a fucking fork or something and it fucked up that joke. And that got in your head. And then, like, who knows what happened? So you're supposed to forget at noon.
Imagine going home. You're like, I bombed because of that goddamn fork.
Oh, man. I've had crazier thoughts than, like, I remember one time I thought I bombed hosting because I wore a hat. Like, it's the only time I've ever worn a hat on stage.
Dude, that's a thought I would have 100%.
Dude, this crowd hated me. I was hosting the show in Kitchener, and they hated me off the top. And then I was supposed to do like a little time in between. The comics would be like, I'm going to bring your host back up. And I would hear people in the crowd go like, ugh. And then before the headliner, Tom O'Donnell, the guy running the show, he says to me, he's like, all right, here's the bucket. Pass around the bucket. Do like a little time. Yeah. While you're passing around the bucket, so they throw in money. The money's for you. And I'm like, Tom, they hate me. They hate me, Tom. If I do time, they're not going to put any money in the bucket. So I'm up there like trying to do time. Just like sad because they hate me and I don't have any more jokes because I've expended everything I've ever thought of that could be half decent. And I just see people like staring at me, just passing the bucket to each other because they know it goes to the host. Yeah. So they're not putting money in there. And then I think the money I get is like the $50 that Tom throws in there at the end. I'm like, fucking radical, man.
Hell yeah. I have like, there's like one distinct one funny one that happened. Dan asked me to do a show at a brewery, and he asked me to do 10 minutes. I didn't have 10 minutes. But I was like, yeah, of course I'll do it.
Talk for 10 minutes,
and I just ate it for 10 minutes straight silent. But the other one though,
so not even any of the time was fun. Like
not
you're like,
a laugh.
I'll open strong. You do your best joke, gets nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Every time I do that, especially early on, I felt like fucking Ralph Wiggum when Lisa says that she doesn't love him, and it's like you can see his heart break. When you like bomb with like that one joke that was like your first closer, so you slap it at the top, so you know you'll do okay.
Yes. So yeah, it was like straight up silence, and then I ended the set on the worst bit I could have possibly. It was like about how I was like I would never like beat a dog, but I get it. And it was just like immediately as soon as I said that, people were just like, nope, get off. I've since not done that bit, but like they're just like, get off. Yeah. But the other bomb that was bad was I got asked to do David Green asked me to do a show. He's like 10 minutes clean. Do you have it? I'm like, yeah. Didn't. Not even close. So what I was like, oh, what I'll do is I'll take all my bits, take out the dirty stuff, and I'll make it sound clean. And like,
so I was putting my weenie into my wife's hoo-ha.
I was like, I'll make it sound clean. The topics are still sex and drugs, but it sounds okay.
Yeah.
Right? And so I go up there, I do it. It goes horrifically. And it's like his outdoor Grimsby show. It's like all old people. The mayor of Grimsby shows up for this one.
You see during your set that you do so bad, he like breaks your giant key in half. Yo, fuck that guy. Yeah, hurts.
So I came off and I was like, David, I was like, I hope that was okay. And he was like, it was, but it wasn't. And then he just went on stage, and I don't think we've talked since. Nice. That one really sticks out, though. That one, for sure. I've had a couple bad Toronto ones, though, too. I've had a rough go in Toronto.
Honestly, I can't think of like, you know what? I think by the time I got to Toronto, I understood that no one was going to listen to me ever, like of the comedians and shit. Like, so I truly have been the closest to, well, I don't really give a fuck anymore anyways, but like at that time was like, I think the birth of like me just not giving a fuck at all.
That's
like,
fair.
You knew that no one was fucking listening when you're at like an open mic in Toronto. It was almost like if you got anything at a place like that, I'd be like I never bombed at another bar because there was 3 comics paying attention.
That's true.
It's not bombing. I was just hanging out with my friends, and we all just took turns like insane people standing up with a microphone in the back of a bar that didn't ever turn off the music, so we're all just crazy.
Yeah. Anytime it's just you're just doing an open mic in front of comics, like I never consider that a bomb or anything. It was like, okay.
Yeah. But so useful to fucking grease the wheels, right? So that you can almost trick your stupid brain into thinking that same way when you're on something that matters.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. Good times. Good fucking, God, I hate bombing. So what was like, if that's your worst set, what's your best set? I'm trying to think like theme of the show, best, worst friends.
Best set?
Was there one that's like, you know how like you have the bomb that you try not to affect you, like when I wore the hat when I hosted, but you have like the kill that keeps you going after the bad bombs?
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? I think my favorite set that I did well on, I did Justin Shaw's Lager Shed show.
Oh,
the one in Dundas there. And there was like 120 people, and it went very well. That's probably my favorite. That was been my favorite so far.
That's a great show.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
Same with I did Prove You're a Comic contest as well recently at Absolute. That was a pretty fun club, man. I've never performed there before. Prior to that, it was fun to perform there.
Dude, Absolute is fucking awesome.
Oh, hell yeah,
Absolute
dude.
is laid out so well.
Man.
The waitresses are like so fucking quiet. They're like little assassins that like sneak around. Just the belly. Any room that has like that belly space.
It was
like,
awesome.
Comedy club wise, if you can have that like sunken space and then additional seating off of that, it's great. Like the Yuck Yucks Halifax is like that.
Oh, really?
The club is now. It's like really like that sunken in a basement. It's nice. Love performing in a basement. I think the cat's peeing. Cappy's really loud.
I was gonna say I was like, is that cat pee? But that sounds so loud. I don't know if that's a cat peeing.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was like.
Is something we have to address? Yeah.
Is there water leaking somewhere?
Are you a pet guy? Do you have pets?
Yeah, dude. I have a dog.
Nice.
Yeah,
what
Ben.
kind of dog?
He's
Ben.
Ben.
Your dog's name is Ben.
My dog's name is
human
Ben.
name Ben.
Are you one of those guys who's like the dogs need dog names and not human names?
No. It's just like it's just weird if you were talking to somebody. if you have a name that like you just know as a pet name, it's easier to like figure. Because if you're like, oh yeah, after I get home tonight, I have to like clean Ben's anal glands or something. It's like, all right, okay. Well, that's weird. That's a weird time for him to. Can you call him like Benny Boy or something? So
it does. Yeah, boo, my Benny Boy. Yeah,
there you go.
I actually don't know what it is about pet nicknames. I don't know if you do this, but I do this. I've also seen like trends on the internet where it's like that's their name, but like their nicknames have just gone so haywire. It's like you call them something completely different now.
Oh yeah, I can't ever divulge any of them because they're my passwords to my whole life. But anytime my one dog ever did something bad, I would give her a new middle name. Instead of like a nickname, I would just add to her name. So her name got longer if I was ever like mad at her. It was like I had more words to yell.
Yeah. It's been like Ben, Benzo, Benny. But now it's just like Tino. Like, I don't even know why I call him that.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes zero sense. He's a pot cake terrier.
What's
I knew that was gonna be the reaction. That's the reaction every time.
Yeah.
Pot cakes.
Did you want to choose a dog where you just have to it just be constant explanations forever?
Yeah, it's just a constant. It's a good small talk thing.
Yeah, I say it's like, here's this weird breed. His name is Ben. Weird name, normal name.
Yeah. Pot cake is a dog. We adopted them from the Bahamas.
Okay.
So a pot cake is like a Caribbean mutt.
Okay.
Like that's what they call their mutts down there, pot cakes.
So you saved this dog from the Bahamas.
Yes.
And brought it to Hamilton, Ontario. So you saved a dog from vacation.
Yeah.
And brought it to hell.
Yes.
You brought it to cold hell.
Yeah, I was like, I hope you enjoy Canada.
Does this dog just like bite you guys all the time? Just like, when the fuck am I going back? Like, I'm over it. This place sucks. It's cold as fuck. He's just like fucking shivering for like.
You know what's funny though? Caribbean dog hates water. Can't stand the water.
Damn. Is it because the water's cold?
Oh, maybe.
Damn.
No, but a jokes aside, he was like, he was going to be like put down in a shelter down there. And then we like saved him from that. So like technically, yeah, like.
You did save him.
Yeah, we did save him, but it is funny to think.
But it's probably like the kind of.
He is probably like, yeah, fuck, dude. I probably would have rather just died.
Could have died on top, dude. Could have literally rested in paradise. You guys. It was probably one of those things where, like, as they were driving away, he was like looking out at the palm trees. He's like,
that plane's taking off. He's like, fuck. He's like, I hope this fucking thing goes down, man.
They're still time. They're still time. Oh, man. How long have you had Benny Boy?
We got him when he was 2. It's been 3 years now.
Nice.
Yeah. It's been he's an asshole. Like, he's not like, I love him, but he is an asshole.
What does he look like? You said he's like just like a mud of like a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff,
you want to see a
like,
picture?
Yeah,
it's a little bit easier if I show you a picture than describe him. He looks like mostly terrier when you see him.
Okay, so it's like a little dog.
Yeah, he's like 67 pounds. He's like, yeah.
Oh.
It's like
big terrier.
Kinda,
okay.
yeah. It's like a bigger terrier.
Like a bull terrier.
Not like the smaller ones. I'm trying to get a good picture here of him.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, they got fun coloring.
Yeah, he's like a little old man.
He looks like a cartoon dog.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an ass.
Dude, the animals are so great for your mental health just because if animals weren't around, I would talk to myself just as much. But the fact that they're around, I get to put it on them.
That's right.
And they just never respond, but I get to be like, well, I'm just talking to the animals.
Yeah. Like when I'm practicing stand-up in my living room, it's just to my dog. It's okay. I don't look like an insane person.
We were talking before about doing shows in weed lounges. I don't know if you ever got to do that because they all closed after legalization for the most part.
I've done Bramsterdam, which is kind of, I don't know if you classify that as.
Yeah, I mean, there used to be ones where you could like actually smoke inside and it'd be a lot of fun. But one time there was one in Brampton, and I remember I took a video of it. But Mike Mitchell was on stage. It was like in the middle of this plaza. And we're inside this weird venue beside, like, you know, like an insurance place, whatever the fuck's in the plaza. But it's like a weed lounge. And Mike's on stage. And I pan over, and there's just a dog sitting in the front row, just like in a chair, just watching Mike.
In a chair?
Yeah. And I just pan back to Mike just on stage. And everyone's just like fucking so high. And we're all just watching a dog watch Mike do stand. I don't think anybody's laughing because we're just watching to see if the dog likes it.
That might be like the most weed lounge thing possible, dude.
I used to love seeing like people get too high by accident, or like, you know what I never realized is I was getting contact highs for years, being in spaces like that without knowing it, because they would be like all like they're smoking inside and stuff, and by the end, I would like just be giggly and we'd all be riffing and I'd want to go get snacks, and I was like, this is just how I'd be regardless. So it didn't feel like I was high; it just felt like I was with my friends, and because I didn't actually do the act, I never thought I was actually high.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, man. I was like, I probably won't. And then I felt it on Tuesday though. I did Ramsey on Tuesday. I felt myself catch it a little bit. Dude, the room was smoky as shit.
I did a smoking show in Toronto, and I was headlining, and it was a lock-in show where they locked the doors and you couldn't leave, and people are smoking
Holy
inside.
Shit.
And it was getting so cloudy. And, like, I'd smoked a little bit before the show, but I was like, I'm fucking so high. Before I go on stage, I'm like, fuck me. Like, I'm in trouble.
Can you perform high, like, well?
Yeah.
Or does it affect you at all, like, in a way?
I think it probably affects my memory, but then I'll just, like, fucking bring a book on stage. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
Fucking,
hell yeah.
Like, if I can remember all of it off of, like, my fitness dog, if seeing one word can do the whole thing for me,
yeah,
I consider this almost my sheet music, and I'm a fucking classical musician who needs it to look. You're not mad at the flautist for having to flip over the page and like, fucking cut me some slack. I'm trying to remember a lot of shit here.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah,
I did used to get mad at people who look at notes. I hate it. I do hate it. I wish I didn't need it, but it is nice as a safety net.
I'm the same way too. Especially if I want a particular order for a reason. I don't know what it is, but the ordering of jokes, like I know the jokes, it's just the ordering of them. Sometimes, like, is it like
it's like studying for a test?
Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes.
If you really want it to be a certain order, like say you're like putting together a Winnipeg set, and you just want it to have flow, it does feel like I'm studying for a test, and I'm like telling myself the word, okay, this one goes into this, and I got to remember these 3 things about this. Like, I'm like remembering the tags that I want to have and all the things. Like, that's all my notes look like, is like the jot name of the note, and then, tag or whatever it is. Or like some silly little detail or.
I say, like, that's all my books are. They're just like set lists, and then like of me trying to like draw in what to do. It's like people have like grabbed my book. They're like, "Oh, Derek's book." I'm like, "There's literally 0 things in there except for
nothing
set lists."
You can get from here. Yeah, I never write stuff out longhand in a book. I do like you ever read The Artist's Way?
No.
It's this book by Julia Cameron that I've only ever read chapter 1 of. But in chapter 1, she talks about the 3 pages, and it's like 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing that you write every morning.
Okay.
And I almost see it as like unclogging the creative drain, because you're just writing whatever the fuck you want. You're like, oh, I'm fucking tired. I don't feel like doing it. Like, this is what you're writing. Mm-hmm. You're writing like your inner monologue. But sometimes I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll work on this fucking pickle pocket joke, and then I'll write out the joke as if I'm telling it. And then sometimes you almost trick your brain into like thinking you're delivering it, and you start like riffing a bit.
Yeah.
But then on stage you get to pretend you're riffing, but you're just remembering the shit that you wrote in the fucking book. Yeah, but those 3 pages every day is like, it's nice. I literally just feel like it just like unclogs the drain in the morning, and I just feel like I'm writing more throughout the day, or I'm at least thinking about stuff more, because I've set in those 3 pages. I'm like, what do I want to work on today? Mm-hmm. By work on, like, what do I even just like want to simmer on my brain stove?
Yeah.
A lot of premises I see like it's just like it's in a pot and it's just simmering there, getting flavor and crap, just letting letting ideas float around.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, I get that totally. That's a good way of looking at it, though. That's a good way of doing things. I've never thought about doing it like that. Starting your day off like that.
It's nice if you want to like see yourself as a writer, to be like, well, I should probably write every day.
Yes, yeah, totally.
If I want to be a writer, I should write.
Do you write every day for sure? Like,
oh yeah,
same. Now I try my best.
You gotta do. What's your process? What are you doing?
I usually like if I'm at work and we're not working, I will take whatever time I'm at work and I will write on my phone.
Dude, that's where I started writing jokes first before I ever did stand up, was working at a factory.
Yeah, like,
so I was just so fucking depressed. I was like, I need an outlet.
I was like, I hate it so much here. There's just boom. I'll just dive into my phone and I'll start writing on there at work. But like if I'm at home, I'll try to set out like an hour or 2, and I'll just sit down at the computer or something like that, and just I'll usually plug headphones in and just write.
Fuck yeah,
yeah, man.
So like, what are you listening to on the headphones? What do you do? Because I'm very much a music guy too, and I've watched a lot of interviews with like other writers, like, and it turns out a lot of them are also music guys, like in terms of like mood to what they're writing.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, like I wrote something kind of medieval, and I was listening to instrumental medieval music the whole time. I'm like fucking high off my tits in Jason's backyard, chugging energy drinks, like doing like the poor man's 8-ball, just listening to like just all this fun music as I'm just like typing away, because it just like gets me in the zone of the thing I'm doing.
Yeah, man, totally. That's actually funny you said that, because I never really thought of it like that. I've just kind of put music on. I've never kind of set the mood. But
with words?
Yeah, with words. With words.
You can write listening to music with words?
Yeah, I know. It's like I
God.
almost just like tune that aspect out of it.
Oh, okay.
It's like I find like when I'm like really focused on something, it just kind of everything else, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Like if I have like a hyper focus on something, it's like I'm really into that. It does like I could have headphones in and it's just like music is playing, but only because like I just like to have music playing. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that though, because like I have a friend who's like went to school for it. He's like, I don't know how the hell you do that. Like listen to music with words and write. He's like, I can't do that.
It truly boggles my mind that you can compose while listening to work. Because like even like if I'm listening to my instrumental EDM and like, you know, 6 tracks in, I've been listening to 40 minutes of it, and like someone's just like, oh yeah, or like some weird voice. I'll like on my phone, like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm like blocking the song. I'm removing it from the playlist. I'm like, I never want to hear this fucking piece of shit as long as I live.
Yeah,
as long as I live.
That's so funny.
It has to be instrumental if it's gonna fuck me up. Like right now, I'm trying to think of like writing like almost like a war movie, I'd say, but it's more like a video game thing.
Okay.
And I've been listening to the soundtrack of Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
a lot. Made by Hans Zimmer.
I did not know that. Really?
Me either. Until I looked it up and I was like, no wonder this fucking slaps so hard. No wonder the soundtrack's fucking bonkers good.
No wonder the early Call of Duty games were the best ones.
Yeah. Dude, I played the first Modern Warfare 2. I remember I looked at my stat one time. In the first 6 months of having the game, I was still in grade 12. I had a part-time job, and I had still played 24 days of that game. Almost a month of my life.
Dude, I sunk so much. I don't know like the time, but I'm the same, dude. I probably sunk so much time in the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like,
what was your favorite one?
Honestly, I loved World at War. I was a big World at War fan.
All right.
I like the campaign in that too, especially the one Japanese level, man, is one of my favorites.
I never played it. I gotta go back.
Really?
I really only started hardcore with Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
And in that, I went back and played the campaign of Modern Warfare 1 because it's a sick campaign.
Yeah.
They used to just crush campaign. I should see if the new ones are good too, because they used to just like knock it out of the park. You think they are? I don't know. There was one like the new Modern Warfare. There was one mission where you were like in some Middle Eastern country, but you were a kid and you were hiding from a soldier who was like trying to find you after they'd already like rounded up your parents, like all the adults from the village. So you're like having to sneak around and like set little like almost Home Alone traps, like, you know, make a noise over here to draw their attention.
That's kind
of
cool.
You're sneaking out of the village. I'm like, this is a fucking
this
cool. Is what video games are for.
Yeah.
So like for you to have a completely different experience than the one that you live and like can be completely sunk in, like it's fucking sick as hell.
What was it Modern Warfare 2? Was it the no Russian? Which one was that?
Yeah, that started with that.
Yeah.
I remember getting that.
It's my favorite mission ever in Call of Duty.
I remember getting that game. I remember that mission, and they're like, you can choose to shoot or you can choose not to shoot. And I'm just like, it's a video game.
Immediately.
They're ones and zeros. These aren't people.
You could choose to shoot or not to shoot. Immediately.
Yeah, I'm reloading in the first 10 seconds. I'm out of throwables already because I've chosen to blow them up instead.
Yeah.
Because it's just, again, like, it's just people who say, like, violence in video games desensitizes you to real life is the dumbest shit in the world to me. Because I remember one time I was at a Dollarama, and there was like this domestic dispute between this couple, and I hear this woman go like, ah, and she yells up the aisle. She runs up the aisle, and her one finger is like the other way because her husband was just like, let's go, and like grabbed her hand.
Jesus Christ.
And I saw that, and I just like threw the stuff I had in like a bin, and I just ran out of the store. I'm like, I'm not fighting right now. Like, I'm not fucking dealing with, like, I'm the biggest person other than the guy who just did that now. Like, I'm the next target. Like, I'm fucking... Like, I'm not desensitized to violence even a little bit.
No.
I've done horrendous stuff in video games because they tell you to. I remember Gears of War 2 was the first game I had for my Xbox 360, and my dad walks in the room as I first got the Lance. Yeah. And there's an alien, and I sawed him in half. Yes. And the halves of his body fall, and you see, like, his organs, and there's blood everywhere, and my dad's like, that's sick. This is sick. I'm like, it is pretty sick. This is fucking so cool, dude.
Dude, when I was 12, I think I was like 12 or 13, I like convinced my mom to get me Grand Theft Auto 3. It's like
yeah.
my parents like knew nothing, right? Like they didn't know nothing about video games, technology.
They're just so tired from the steel mill. They're like, shut up. It's whatever you want. Just shut up. Sure.
Yeah, dude. Technology, like no idea. So I got Grand Theft Auto, but the thing was like my mom was cool, but my dad, dude, was like super strict. So like I had to play Grand Theft Auto 3 with the sound off, so that like he couldn't hear any of the swearing from the game.
That's funny.
So like, or like if he would come downstairs into the basement, I'd have to like shut the game off very quickly.
So really the sound is off. It's funny, you're almost playing Grand Theft Auto the same way that a lot of young kids watch porn. Like with the sound so low. Like listening for your parents in case they come down.
Yeah, dude.
Because you want to get caught. Oh, man.
It was funny, dude. And then when I was like, now I'm like a teenager, Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out. And now and it was, Grand Theft Auto 5 was huge, right? So it was in the news everywhere. And my dad goes, are you getting Grand Theft Auto 5? I'm like, yeah, probably. He's like, why? What do you want? What do you want it for? What, are you going to just use it to go to the strip clubs? I'm like, I mean,
like, do you want to come to the strip club with me in Grand Theft Auto 5, Dad? Is that what that's why he's saying this all these years?
Yeah. He's seen the videos like, I want to get in on that.
You just want to get a prostitute, get her to blow you, then a hand job, then sex, then blow you, then sex, then blow you. Yeah, it sounds pretty sick.
Yeah.
If you want to tag along, what are you doing today?
Oh shit.
What's your favorite video game of all time? Do you have one that like surpasses all or even like a couple? Because like for me personally, it's Bully and Fable 2 are like leagues above anything else.
Fable was great.
Bully, I can say this like wholeheartedly. You can go back now and play it. It's still awesome.
Yeah.
It's essentially Grand Theft Auto for kids. It's like Grand Theft Auto for teens.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it's Grand Theft Auto for teens with like the best side characters and story missions. In my opinion, in a Rockstar game.
Yeah, I agree.
Rock solid.
I agree.
Oh, you played it?
Yeah, Bully?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I thought you said you haven't played it.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm trying
Bully.
to sell you on Bully.
No,
You're
yeah,
like,
dude. I played it. Oh, hell yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
It's a great game.
Dude,
yeah.
one of my favorites.
I'm a big fan of The Witcher, Wild Hunt. Like, I love that game.
I could never get into that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it was because like I sunk a lot of time into fucking not Oblivion, but the one that came after Skyrim. And I think it like almost felt kind of similar to me, but maybe now with like enough time passed, I should go back.
I really, that's probably one of my favorites easily.
Okay.
Yeah, Fable was good. Bully was good.
I'm so stoked for the new Fable.
There's a new one coming out? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I need it.
Dude, do you remember when I don't know if it was Fable 1 or it might have been Fable 2 when Peter Molyneux was like, you're going to be able to plant a seed and the tree will grow.
You're going to run into a chestnut tree and a nut's going to fall off and it's going to roll down a hill and it's going to get planted. And 15 years later, you're going to come back and a tree's going to be there. Everyone's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I don't know why.
Dude, it's 2003. We don't got that yet. The
second video games start telling me they care about stupid shit, I immediately know the game's going to suck. Like when Cyberpunk 2077, when they're like, if you're walking around and you look in the garbage cans, there'll be items that people are walking around with and have in their hands. So the garbage in different areas will reflect what people have been holding in their hands, and it'll look like that in the garbage can. And I'm like, how's the game going to play? Am I going to be able to play the game?
Yeah, I'm really glad you guys are invested in your whole trash can system, but how is the game?
Like, I know the game's garbage.
Yeah.
But can you stop focusing on the garbage so much? Yeah, studios these days they tick me off. Because I miss, like, when you would have, like, a PS2 game. I sound like such an old bitch. Like, you get, like, a PS2 game.
I feel you, though,
even,
on
like,
this.
Xbox 360 at first. You'd buy, like, one of those games, and it's just done.
Yeah.
You buy Jak and Daxter 2. And then, you know what? If you want DLC to Jak and Daxter 2, it's Jak and Daxter 3.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what DLC used to be. It used to be a different game.
Yeah, 100%, man. I know. I don't want to say that, like, capitalism has completely derailed the video game industry.
There's a couple, like, schisms in time. You know, people joke about, like, we're on, like, a darker timeline because fucking Harambe died or whatever. There's a couple schisms in the world that I think have made us way worse. Like, in the final Harry Potter movie, when they decided to split one movie into two,
yeah,
and then every studio is like, oh, we can make twice as much money for doing not even close to twice as much work because we're already here.
Yeah, man.
We just stay for a bit longer.
Yeah, I know.
And we're gonna make twice. Or like the Hobbit's like, how about we split it into three? So we're here for the same amount of time, but we get 3 times as much.
Yeah.
It's just like different things like that, where it's just like the entertainment industry is just like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
As a fan, as someone who like takes in stuff, so like, hey, fuck you, I hate you.
Yeah. It's not about the fans anymore.
No,
it's not at all. It's purely about money at this point.
Yeah.
And that's like with like anything, dude. Like I used to be like really into sports. I'm not as much anymore.
What was your sport?
Oh, football.
Nice.
I still watch it, but like not as much, just because like I watch it now and I'm like, there's no way this shit isn't completely rigged every time I watch it.
Really? You think so?
I kind of think so. A little, slightly.
Like, what do you think's rigged? Like, because there's like a lot of like really bad refereeing. If I ever watch a full game where I'm like, this is like obscene sometimes.
It's just like, I've seen some stuff, man, happen in like the NFL where it's such an egregious thing. You're like, there is no way that's not fixed.
Yeah.
Like, there's been a couple times. And then even like, when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, was it last year? Yeah. And it was like week 7, right? The Kelsey brothers have one of like the biggest sports podcasts going. Travis Kelsey's dating Taylor Swift. I literally called my cousin. I'm like,
it feels like
I literally called my cousin. I'm like, watch, Chiefs go to the Super Bowl and win it this year. What happens?
And we cut to Taylor Swift every 2 seconds.
Yeah. Because like,
it does feel like it's almost scripted the way reality television is.
Yes, dude. That's exactly what it feels like. Because it's like, of course, the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift at it, the ratings are going to be insane.
Yeah.
Right?
What happened to underdog stories?
Yeah, dude.
I grew up with underdog stories.
Yeah.
Now everything is just about the people who've won and the people who continue to win. Yeah. Like we have like all these sports dynasties. There's like fucking movies about like Steve Jobs, like all this shit. I don't care, Mark Zuckerberg. I don't care about movies about people who have like fucking won.
Yeah, dude.
It's boring.
Yeah.
I don't worship Elon Musk. People who worship someone who's a boss disgust me.
I do
That's
not get that.
That's someone's boss.
I know, man. Totally.
And you worship them. That's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Honestly, worshiping anybody who's a billionaire to me is insane.
Stupid.
If you have no money.
Yeah.
Right? Why?
It's the any fucking billionaire simps who like are on their side about anything or like think they're good businessmen or whatever. Like, didn't his parents own like a fucking ruby mine?
Something wild.
So
like
he's just
that,
like some bullshit rich kid who's been getting rich off of like slave labor.
Yeah.
That's where all of his money's from.
Yeah.
And now he just makes self-driving cars that fucking run people over and kill them. And makes flamethrowers, and now he's going to be in charge of fucking everything, kind of.
Dude, I watch him tweet on X, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
The world
as soon as you appointed Elon Musk, dude, I was like, this probably is a simulation, I think, at this point.
My favorite meme right now is when they just put random things as Donald Trump appointments. Like, someone posted, like, Donald Trump has appointed the Hat Man as leader of pharmaceuticals. And then it was like, one of them was like, Donald Trump has appointed this weird bug as head of agriculture. And it's just like a weird little black bug with a tie on. Dude, people don't mess with memes. Sometimes people like crush so hard in a comment section on Reddit where I have to like close the computer and be like, fuck, everybody's fucking funnier than us.
I know.
Everybody's just like opens their phone, is funnier than us, and then puts their phone away.
Yeah.
It doesn't pursue it.
Yeah, I know.
And you're like, God damn.
Yeah.
To have that self-control.
Yeah.
To be that good and just be like, time to go make money instead, I guess.
Yeah, right? Time to just go live life,
live my life. Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that those memes. Some of my favorite ones, I don't know if you've seen them out there, those RFK Jr. brainworm ones. It's like,
I do like anything talking about his brainworm. The brainworm. That's
great. It's like talking about like RFK's brainworm is telling everybody to do this or whatever. Like, I can't remember exactly what it was. It's like
I would love like someone doing like Plankton, but he's like controlling RFK. That's why the voice is fucked up. It's like some weird modulator that it's like.
Yeah, dude, that's so
that you're like ordering through. Oh man, it's so funny to me that people are getting mad that he was appointed like in charge of health. You're like, dude, look at the guy. He's like shredded.
Yeah.
Didn't he used to be like a fat lady? Yeah. Why is she in charge of things?
Yeah, I know.
She's fucking just like candy coated everything for fucking 4 years. You're like, get her the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Let's eat some apples or something. I don't know. Nuts.
I did find it funny though, that picture that was with like his whole cabinet. It was like Donald, Elon, RFK. I think Don Jr. was in there, and they're all sitting on the airplane just eating McDonald's. And I'm like, yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah. See, I don't like Donald Trump because I get what he signifies to people. He's like, he's not a typical politician. He's, man of the people, blah blah. But he's not really that. 'Cause he's just another fucking bullshit rich kid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But right. I get people who are like kind of simping for him in that regard. But
totally.
It's like he's just a fucking another cog in the system.
Yeah.
He's like they were bound to win because the other guys were fucking up for so long, or maybe not even fucking up. They were just in power for long enough where the world's deteriorating enough where they're like, these guys are doing bad, so it's time to get the other part.
For sure. And honestly, man, if I had to compare the two campaigns, the Democratic campaign was dog shit compared to like Trump's.
Yeah, that Joe Biden, even though he pulled out, still lost that election.
Yeah.
Because he just sucked. He just couldn't talk anymore, dude. You're just too old. At that point, just be like, sorry. Like, I got dementia or something. Leave me alone. Let me be an old man.
And see, Trump played it well, man. Like, doing like the Rogan stuff. Even getting Elon because
he appealed to who he needed to appeal to.
Exactly.
It ended up being like young men,
right? And then even getting Elon, yeah, and even getting Elon because like I'm not like do you go on X?
Never.
So I go on X and like dude, leading up to the election, like I'm telling you, it was mostly like conservative propaganda on X, like pushing people to vote that way would be my assumption. That's what it seems
conservatives,
like.
The Trump one.
Yeah. Sorry. Republican. Yeah. I said conservative because that's Canadian.
I forget all the time.
Yeah.
Because I just truly don't care.
Well, that's it. I don't care. That's it.
It's just like the way that you stopped watching sports because it just all feels like it's rigged. That's how I feel about politics.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just stopped watching because it's just all rigged.
That's how I feel about it.
It doesn't matter what my input is. At all.
Yeah.
It's just we're on this shitty storyline, and I don't know who's in charge, but they suck.
Yes.
And it's just kind of what we have to deal with.
Dude, that's how I feel about it too, man. Like, it would just be so nice if everybody, like, it's just crazy how divided people are right now, but it would just be so nice if everybody could get on the same page and realize there's just a bunch of rich motherfuckers who don't care about us. Like, if everybody could just realize that, it'd be great. But unfortunately, you'll never get that.
You know what I think it is? I think every different group of poor people is being fucked in a different way.
Yeah.
And are being fucked so hard that they don't have the like empathy bandwidth to look around and see how the other poor people are being fucked so hard.
Yeah.
And realize that we're all being fucked by the same group of people. We'll all just have these blinders on to how shit our life is. And
Definitely.
It's like, but if we all got together and aired our grievances, we would find a common denominator of
100%.
Rich people ruining everything.
Exactly. No
it's
doubt.
Like, there's enough of us where we could just like stop doing what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like anytime a rich person walks down the street, like I thought about this one time. I don't know how to do this on stage because I don't think anybody with any money would like this at all. But like if I ever saw like an old lady being mugged by like someone brand new to the country,
yeah,
I would ask like what tax bracket they're both in first before I offer assistance. And I'm sticking with whoever's closer to me. Like if that old lady is like, I make $250,000 a year through my husband's pension, or whatever, I'm holding her arms while this guy's like feeding her liver shots or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. Dude, I'm with my people.
That. Yeah,
my people are poor people.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what color they are. My people are the people who are getting fucked by all this bullshit.
Totally, dude. I agree with that, man.
And if I'm elected...
So we will gang beat a lady tonight.
Sarnia, you better laugh at us
fuckers. Sarnia, you better.
Fucking old motherfuckers. I'm just like looking at an old lady while I say that.
We walk in there better not be money in this room. I swear to God.
Good times. What do we at time-wise? What do we got on that timer there?
Minute 25.
Holy shit.
That's what we got left, yeah. It's been 52.
Damn, that was great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Well, honestly, I think that's a pretty good place to end.
Yeah,
that's fucking sick.
Thank you for having me, man.
You got any fucking pluggaroos? Where can people find you?
You can find me on
home
Instagram.
What's your social insurance number?
You can find me at Instagram at I am Derek Hawley. Very simple.
Any shows coming up?
I'm hosting Amateur Night at Levity next week.
Fuck yeah.
Aside from that, though, December is going to be a slow month so far. I got to get some stuff booked.
Well, happy holidays, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I'll put like some jingle bells over right now. Maybe like a snow effect. Derek's not doing great, everybody.
Got anything you want to plug? My career is going terribly, so not really.
I have something I want to unplug. My life support. All right, guys.
All right.
Well, thanks for listening. Goodbye.